YouTube, what up, no? It's your boy Fritzy in the building, man. I hope you guys enjoyed your first day on MUT 23. Looks like the game's going to be a really nice game to play. It really does. Gameplay feels nice. I'm enjoying it right now. It is early, and cards aren't the best. Abilities aren't really there yet, but we'll find out how that looks going forward. Where I'm at right now. Yesterday, we continued the pack opening on stream, pulled some more good stuff. I settled I was at an 84 overall. Okay, I was at an 84 overall, but I still had 2.5 million coins left. I decided to go ahead and put together a God Squad and put it out onto the field. On this video, we're not going to show the gameplay. We're going to save that, okay? We'll do that tomorrow. But today, I'm going to show you the construction of the team, where my head was at, let you guys enjoy what it looks like, kind of tell you what I bought the stuff for, and then where we're going to end up going with it, all right? I hope you guys enjoy the video. If you do, make sure you like and subscribe. We're going to start off with left tackle here. All right, so I picked Colton Miller as my left tackle. We had a couple other options here. This is MUT GG. We had Trent Williams. We had Jordan. We had Tyron Smith, Aquanu, and then we had Colton. I like Colton's card, man. So we see 85 strength. A couple of these cards were a little bit better than him. Colton's pass block is 86, which is only behind Tyron Smith. So I was a big fan of that. Tyron was the one that I kind of looked at potentially as going with. I was looking for somebody that was heavy in the pass block. I love passing the ball. If we go into Colton, his run block is fine. His pass block was one of the best in the game. All right, so we're at left guard. Left guard to me seemed pretty obvious. We picked Joel Bitonio. We'll kind of walk through the reasons why. Here's Bitonio's card. You guys can see here. It's very slow. Awareness is solid. Strength is solid. Run block 86. Pass block 85. The top left guard, to be clear about it, right? But it seemed to me with this particular card, Joel Bitonio was an easy peasy. I did have Quentin Nelson prior to that. Quentin Nelson's a solid budget option right now. You see his cost is about $42,000, whereas Joel is $115. He's not cheap. Sits above Luke by about 15 to 20K. Again, a card I expect to probably be disposable fairly quickly for the high-end God Squads. I think we'll get a replacement card for that within the first couple of weeks. That's probably going to be in that 89 area code. Could be totally wrong on that, but Joel is definitely a really good option right now. On to the center position. We don't like the Cowboys. We don't, but our offensive line has two of them on it, okay? I went ahead out there and got the best center in the game. My only concern about Tyler is his strength is very low. It is an 83. I'd like to see more out of that. It is what it is, but his pass blocking and his run blocking are both 88, which is through the roof, okay? With Tyler, I don't know what we're going to get out of him production-wise, if he is going to end up being the best. I know he was the top overall rated, and I thought about putting Humphrey on the team, but ultimately I decided this is a position because I want an 87 overall team. I'm just going to bite the bullet. I'm going to take him. He does have the best pass and run blocking stats in the game. Seem like kind of an automatic for a God Squad, so we went ahead and added him. Okay, moving on to right guard, another Cowboy, a staple of my team every year. Ratings or not, I could care less. Zach Martin is on my field personally every year to start the season. Zach Martin's card always plays really, really good. They did have other options here. This is one of the 89s. This is Trey Smith. I considered putting Trey on the team. I ultimately decided it wasn't worth it to put Trey on the team. His pass block is an 88. His run block is an 87, and his strength is an 89. This Trey Smith is an absolute demon. Likely going to add him on to this God Squad. The only issue we were having was Microsoft decided to put us in timeout for our behavior yesterday buying bundles. So today, likely Trey makes his way onto the team, not at the time of this video, but if you're around potentially during my stream, you'll probably see Trey on the team at that point. We're moving over to the right tackle position now. Now, this is where things get a little bit juicy. We had our guy, Rob Havenstein, that is 248K. He's an 87. I settled on Tristan Wirfs, and I'm going to tell you guys why. Tristan's got more strength. His pass block is one less. His run block he suffers from. But at the end of the day, I think for the value at $100K for Tristan, I mean, it's the move. And he's almost 10 speed faster to get out there and block out front if I want to run those stretch plays. So I thought Tristan was the right move here. I did consider Lucas. Ultimately, when I saw that he was only an 80 strength, I was all out on Abraham Lucas. There was no shot that I was getting him. He's a rookie premier card, so there was an option and a play there. The play wasn't for me. I backed away from that immediately. I think Ramczyk is also a very good option here. Pass block stats and run block stats very comparable to the rest of the guys that are on this list. I don't think that's a terrible play, and his strength meets our standards at 86. So I think Wirfs is the play right now. All right, so here is a position that we look at, and we could go so many different ways with this, okay? We could go so many different ways with this, but I'm going to go ahead and move myself up to the top of the screen so you guys can see the route that I went here. I wanted to get some value out of my rookie premieres, so I did go with Thornton right off the rip. Thornton's a really good card. He falls into one of the few wide receivers that we have that's towards the top of the list. He's fast. He's an 86 overall. He doesn't make it into the 87 category, and I'm okay with that. I liked Thornton's stats, man. I liked Thornton being an 86 speed. I thought it was the right card to pull for a rookie premier. So we got him on the team, and we're going to keep him on the team. Jamar Chase, another 86 overall card. Okay, 86 speed, 85 excel. Card is a demon on the field. I highly advise getting it. I did contemplate whether or not I was going to go with somebody else here, like a Devontae Adams, potentially even a Cooper Kupp. Ultimately, I decided that I'll take that one extra speed early in MUT, as we all like to do, and that was the proper card. Wide receiver one. Wide receiver one. My guy Tyreek Hill, 87 speed right off the rip, acceleration at 87. I need say no more. This is the best wide receiver in the game from a speed perspective. It was a guy I was going to have on my team regardless. Running this guy on simple routes or deep routes is a huge W right now. He gets pass coverage on almost every single play. Not necessarily deep, but if I throw a crosser out there, I do have him running in the slot position as well, so I can kind of move him around and get the most value out of Tyreek. But Tyreek, to me, is as close to a must-cop wide receiver as you can get, but he is sitting at $331K. So be mindful of that. He's almost double the price of some of the other top-end wide receivers. But Tyreek Hill, Thornton, and Jamar Chase were the three that I decided to go with. I will be rounding out the rest of the roster as far as backups are concerned, but I wanted to get the base in there. So those are the three that I went with for God Squad number one. Halfback, man. This one was tough, okay? Few options here that I thought were really the only three: Aaron Jones, Joe Mixon, or Derrick Henry. Okay, I X Henry out right away because he was an 84 speed, and speed kills early in Madden, especially early in Madden. So I took Derrick Henry out, even though I believe he's going to be an absolutely fantastic running back in this game. Price for Derrick Henry is about $270K. I ultimately decided on Joe Mixon. Okay, and I did that because of the break tackle being at 88. I don't know what the thresholds are this year, but Joe's card felt really good when I started running with him. I like his build in the game, and I like the way that he runs the ball. Joe was the auto pick for me. On top of all that, he is less than half of the cost of Aaron Jones. I don't see any reason to have Aaron Jones on your team right now when we have a viable option like Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon, God Squad, halfback one, man. Had to do it. All right, let's talk about quarterback number one here. You know we had to go with our guy, Joe Burr. And let me tell you why. I love Josh Allen. I love the Josh Allen every single year. But Joe Burr's card is just so good looking. I mean, it's 6 to 1, half dozen of the other. Joe's not as fast as Josh, for sure. Throwing power, almost the same. His accuracy numbers significantly better than Josh Allen. Cost, crazy. 622,000 coins. I actually snagged Joe for about 490,000, believe it or not. I knew he was going to go up after the release. I figured this is a good card to have on the team, and stashability for coin making. There's, those sets aren't easy to complete, so I figured that this was the right move. I didn't even consider Rodgers. I've heard nothing, or Mahomes. I've heard nothing but good things about Rodgers. I think that's a very viable option. Throwing power, short, medium, and deep accuracy are all solid in the ballpark. I feel very comfortable telling you guys Aaron Rodgers is a definite cop. Okay, I just went Joe Burr because we out here flexing today, boys. We're out here flexing today. And Joe Burr, quarterback one, the God Squad. All right, free safety time, man. Free safety. I got two demons here, what I believe to be demons. There was one better option out there. I'll acknowledge it. All right, it was Micah Hyde. This is the best free safety in the game, and I will get him to pair on with Quandre Diggs. Like I said, coins ran a little bit tight yesterday. This is one of the most expensive cards in the game. It's right around $700K right now, this Micah Hyde. 88 speed is absolutely ridiculous. Okay, he's got 86 man, 89 zone, day one. I mean, this card is the best card. The best safety card in the game. One of the best defensive cards in the game, if not the best defensive card in the game. I did end up going with Quandre, though. He's an 86 speed. Card's really nice. Plays really good. 87 in zone, 84 in man. I was very happy with him. I also went with the Daxton Hill card, which you can see is up towards the top of the list, and also 86 speed, 87 acceleration to keep up with these backs that people are going to be throwing. Whether my safeties have to come down into the box, one of those guys will come down into the box, and then that'll put either Hill or Diggs back over the top. I needed somebody that could keep up with them. Zone's a little shady at 79, 85 in man coverage. Bring him down so that he can go ahead and play some of those wide receivers. But Daxton Hill, Quandre Diggs, I think we hit a big lick on those two W safeties to start off our defense here. Okay, right side linebacker next. I took Micah Parsons. That's who I took. The speed, the built-in lurker. It was the way to go. It was the way to go. Harold Landry was out there. Harold Card is a demon as well with the 84 speed. He's got an 89 finesse move, which always goes crazy. I love the 89 finesse move, and nobody's really even close to him in regard to the finesse move situation. But I think ultimately the versatility from our guy, Micah Parsons, who has an 87 finesse move, as you can see there, was just, it held more value for me in the sense that he can play multiple ways. I have him in a sub linebacker as well. He's got that lurker baked into him. It's a really, really nice card, man. I'd highly advise either going with Micah or Cam Chancellor, depending on, what your game plan is. But for me, the move was Micah. All right, middle linebacker. We got two spots here. I went Fred Warner and Demario Davis. Demario Davis, I think we're going to upgrade. I don't normally have two middle linebackers on the field. If I do, I'd like somebody better than Demario Davis. I think what we'll probably do there is go with this Patrick Queen that's got the 85 speed. I like that. I also don't mind the Jermaine Pratt card. I do personally like the Queen card a little bit better because of the power. Zone coverage is better on Pratt, but I'm just a big Patrick Queen fan in general. Fred Warner was an auto, 86 speed, 85 acceleration. Zone is solid at 79. I thought these two were kind of slam dunks to start it off. Again, I do plan on replacing Davis. I'd like to put Queen into that position. I think that'll be a nice upgrade. Leighton Vander Esch is an absolute demon, but ultimately didn't really fit my scheme, and it wasn't fast enough. So I didn't see any point in dropping 400,000 coins on him when I could get, Fred for the 160, and then I can get Queen for 245, which puts me, both of those guys for the price of Leighton. So it seemed like the right move, and I'm happy at this position right now. Side linebacker, there was no other options. It was TJ Watt or TJ Watt with a side of TJ Watt. Not only do I love TJ, but he comes with 88 finesse move. Him and Micah Parsons off the edge are demonized. I love having this card on my field. He's 83 speed. I would have liked him a little bit faster, but Danielle Hunter is only an 84 speed. So I guess, give and take. Hunter actually has comparable finesse move and has an 85 power move. So if you're looking here, he's actually got a better power move than TJ does. Hunter is a demonized card as well. I wouldn't be mad at you for picking Hunter. I think Hunter is just as good as TJ Watt, but ultimately for me, I'm biased. I love TJ Watt, great player to watch, and so I decided TJ Watt was going to be my starting left side linebacker. Right, now we get to a position that had somewhat slim pickings, but I like what we ended up with here, okay? I got Jordan Poyer on the backside of this, which I'm happy with as an 84. I thought about going with some of the other players like Derwin James or Amani Hooker. Kyle Hamilton wasn't really in the mix for me just because I didn't think 400K was worth it for what I was getting from him. But number one on my list was Eric Rowe. I did score him. He's got 86 man, 84 zone coverage, as you can see, 85 speed and 75 tackle. Really nice card. Played with him last night. Enjoyed playing with him. I think Eric Rowe right now is the best in the game from the strong safety position. Make sure that you guys get yourself good backups as well in the free and strong safety category, because depending on a lot of the formations you're in, you could have two of them on the field at any given time. Eric Rowe, Jordan Poyer, safety number 1 and 2 on the strong side. And then it was corner time. So who we decided to pick here was L'Jarius Sneed, Amani Oruwariye, and Patrick Surtain. And let me walk through why. We had other options out there. We had Carlton Davis, really nice card, and we had Stephen Gilmore, but he's a field pass player. So I don't know who's going to have him. I'm sure somebody does, but our options started with Davis. We ended up getting ourselves Sneed, Surtain, and Oruwariye, and here's why. I love the speed height combinations. L'Jarius Sneed at the 88 speed right off the rip is huge. Carlton Davis, 87 speed is a W, but I got Surtain and Oruwariye out there, and I feel great about both of these cards personally. I feel great about both of the cards, okay? Surtain, is trotting out with an 85 speed. Oruwariye with an 86. Both of them are 6'2". I have a big group of corners out there that can keep up with most all of the players in the game. We know that height is important in Madden. These guys seem like the move. I did flirt with getting Jalen. I would be lying to you if I told you that I didn't flirt with that. He's about 400,000 coins. It didn't make much sense. If I had actually moved somebody out, I would have been more inclined to remove Sneed from the team just so that I could put Ramsey on the team. I'm thrilled with the way that Surtain and Oruwariye were playing. There was no way I was getting rid of them. I think this puts me at elite status with these three corners out on the field. I'm going to add a fourth. That fourth may end up being Jalen Ramsey. It may end up being Jalen Ramsey. I think with Davis, for me, the answer is no. The price tag just being too high. He is 6'1", so he is a big corner as well. But ultimately, I decided that we're going to stay away from him at that 600,000 coin price point, and we are going to go ahead and rock with what we had. Sneed's 89 is a must cop. It's 225K. It's worth every single penny. Oruwariye sitting at 218, which is somewhat manageable, and Surtain at 223. So if you guys can get your hands on these cards, definitely super dubs across the board. The last page that we'll go into for you guys is I went with Cameron Johnson and Justin Tucker at the kicker and punter, respectively. They're both 86s. That gave us the 87 overall. All right end. One of the trickiest positions to pick, okay? Got a lot of good options here. Aaron Donald, Myles Garrett, Nick Bosa. I think that's where the good options start and stop. Chandler Jones is actually not too bad, but Bosa, 82 speed, Garrett, 80, Donald, 79. Speed kills. Nick Bosa made it onto the team. Power move and finesse move, comparable. He's an 82 power move, which is significantly lower than either Donald or Garrett. Finesse move is better than Garrett, not as good as Donald. I just felt good about Nick Bosa. Now, his block shed's only an 83 in comparison to Donald, who goes all the way up to an 87, and Garrett, who sits at an 85. But for me, Nick Bosa was the move. He plays great in every Madden, at least the last two. So I decided, let's go with Nick Bosa here. And I did pull him So it just made sense. Bosa's at about 136K, 251 it looks like for Garrett, and 316 for Donald. So this seemed like a smart move, not just from a personnel standpoint, but from a coin standpoint. Nick Bosa, starting right end, God Squad. Let's talk D tackles now. Let's talk D tackles. Obviously, Adams is going to be a pick, one of the team captain options. I have in here Chris Jones and Matt Ioannidis. I picked these guys for a reason. Devon Hamilton, kind of a little bit of a beast, but Ioannidis also has 87 power move, 83 finesse move. I like him in the rush, and I like Chris Jones in the rush. Both of them comparable. They can be swapped in and out of the lineup. Both aggressive. They can fill gaps, play against the run. Jones with a 73 speed right now is a super dub. Like having Jones on the team. Adams is probably, to me, the best defensive tackle in the game. So very similar to Larry Zonka, right? It wouldn't be a bad idea to get Adams here. I, ultimately went with Larry Zonka, but Chris Jones and Matt Ioannidis, to me, were both W's. So I decided I'd go ahead and put those on the squad, skip the Adams, get the Zonka. I feel like the team's in a better position as a result of it. So D tackle 1 and D tackle 2 for the God Squad. Up next, we went ahead and filled that left end spot with our guy Eric Armstead. I like Armstead every time that I play with him every year. 82 speed was a W there, far and away above the best as far as the speed is concerned. I decided we were going to put him on the edge. He was 250K, about 2.5 to 3 times more than any other person at his position. I felt like it was a good investment for me. I like Armstead. Been a player I have on my team regularly when he gets a good enough card. This seemed like a good opportunity to do so. So we filled that spot with Eric Armstead. Like I said, the 82 speed, 77 excel was huge for me. And then we also got a very solid 86 power move, 74 finesse move. There's guys like Max Crosby have a great finesse move out there. But ultimately, I decided Armstead's fast enough. He'll probably set the edge for me pretty good over there with the left end position. And I'm going to have TJ or Micah, sitting on the outside of that. So Eric Armstead, super dub at the left end position for the God Squad. As I hope you enjoyed the video, it took me quite some time to pick all these players out and kind of decide which direction that I was going to go with on this team. I ultimately decided speed has always killed in Madden. I was going to sacrifice a point here and a point there on the overalls in order to make sure that I had the fastest team out there, that we were running fast, moving fast, and not lacking power or any of the other attributes that we need. I think we accomplished that so far. We got a couple of pieces that we want to add here today. We will be adding those pieces when we come back and revisit this every Tuesday going forward on this God Squad build. You're going to see constant upgrades to this team. Okay, we'll move pieces if we need to. We'll sell when we have to in order to make sure that we can capitalize on the market, and we'll make sure to continue to build this team up to be the absolute best team that you can build in MUT. Guys, I appreciate you tuning in. If you liked the video, make sure you hit that sub button. We'll see you tomorrow.